I'm WUSA9 Weather Watch Meteorologist Topper Shutt. All right, we're talking about this storm on Thursday and Friday. Kind of a two-pronged storm. We have one storm that's going to go well to our west. And at one time, this storm was going to be off the North Carolina coast. Would have been a big snow for us. Now it's going to go just east of Chicago. So if you want to change some plans, you can. You have tomorrow to do errands and just maybe change some of those flights, especially if you're trying to go to Chicago or Detroit or even Minneapolis or St. Louis or Kansas City. For us, though, we're okay. Just pleasant. And winter arrives tomorrow at 4:47 in the afternoon. A nice quiet start. Doesn't last long. Rain on Thursday. Weather watch alert. Now, that rain will be a brief mix well north and west and will be a mix most of the morning west of I-81. But even there, it goes to rain during the afternoon. And then, yes, back-to-back weather watch alerts on Friday. Temps are going to plummet. Rain changes to snow before ending. And I'm kind of convinced this is going to happen now. I thought yesterday the moisture would be out of here from the storm. I think that's true. But this Arctic front is going to generate a little skinny area of, well, almost like, thunder snow showers, kind of like summertime. So you might see some snow falling on late Friday morning, early afternoon. Looks pretty impressive for an hour, hour and a half, and then it will go away, much like a summer thunder shower. And if that were the case, we might be able to overcome temperatures in the 50s in the morning, falling to the 20s by noon, falling into the teens by evening. We may still see some icy roads during the day on Friday. So let's talk travel first for Thursday. If you're driving, or flying for that matter, shouldn't have any problems in the Northeast. If you're driving early in the morning, you'll break ahead of the storm and go to New York and Boston. But mainly we're just talking about rain. And yeah, temps in the 50s. 50 in New York, 53 for us. There will be a little batch of some snow and mixed precip. Wouldn't want to be on I-81 Thursday morning, and I wouldn't want to be going out I-68 past Cumberland toward Pittsburgh. Wouldn't want to do that either. Other than that, you're okay. Now, here's where we're not okay, is in Chicago. May not be their biggest snow. They may only get like a few inches, but the winds are going to just howl and blow the snow around, creating all kinds of blizzard conditions. And we may see blizzard warnings there on Thursday evening. We might see what we call ground blizzard warnings on Friday as the snow just blows around and reduces visibility. Snow in Chicago, Chicago and also St. Louis and Kansas City. Look at these temps. 4 below in Minneapolis, 6 below in Bismarck. So this storm's big, and it's going to produce winds up to 60 miles an hour in the Great Lakes states. Southeast, not too bad. I mean, I suppose rain showers could cause a few delays in Atlanta, Hartsfield, but it's not going to be super heavy rain. Don't see anything severe. What I do see is windy conditions at Dallas and Houston from that same storm in the Great Lakes. So that could cause some delays, both landing and also taking off. Out west, nice in Denver, cold as the dickens, yes. A little bit of snow in Portland, maybe in Seattle, just clouds in San Francisco. We're okay in LA. So, you're flying out here, you're in pretty good shape, except for maybe the Pacific Northwest, and even that is not going to be a disaster. The brunt of this storm goes up into British Columbia. It's a pretty massive storm at that. Okay, let's focus on two models, Thursday, Friday. This is the American model. This just came in. This is a little bit new. This has a little more rain a little farther east by 7:30 on Thursday, a mix along I-81, some snow down to the south. I think the timing is about right, but I think this may be more of a mix. I'd like to see that mix line maybe get into western Loudoun County and maybe west of Manassas. In any event, though, it all kicks to rain. This is by 1:30 now Thursday. The only mix will be I-81 west, and then as we go through the afternoon, that pretty much goes away, and everybody's left with just rain, and heavy rain, heavy at times anyway. And then we get into the midnight hour, still some rain. Notice the lighter green, that's lighter activity. So heaviest rain beginning to move to the west of us. And then we kind of like reset everything Friday morning. The Great Lakes storm pulls away, all that moisture is gone, but now the Arctic front will generate its own moisture and kick the rain to snow. So it's still raining at 6:30 in the morning on Friday, and please do not be fooled or deceived. It will be in the low 50s Friday morning. It'll be in the 20s by noon and the teens by evening. So you may think it's kind of silly walking out of the house early in the morning with, a hat and gloves and a scarf when it's in the 50s, but you will thank me later. Now watch what happens. by 1 o'clock, and really by late morning, all this changes to snow according to the GFS, the American model. But I do see where it's getting all the moisture kind of squeezing out of the atmosphere as the Arctic front comes through. It's also a dynamic situation. We got a lot of lift. So I'm kind of in this camp now. Don't think it's going to snow as long as it is depicting here, because it's got snow for several hours. But I think it could snow pretty hard for 1 to 2 hours, maybe even 45 minutes, like a summer thunder shower. You might even hear the rumble of thunder. It's that dynamic. Yes. The American model still says some snow showers possible D.C. down toward La Plata by 7 o'clock. I think that's a little bit overdone. Okay. How much snow for the GFS? Well, it's cranking out some pretty good snows here by Friday morning. And I kind of agree with that. There'll be a little burst of snow Thursday morning, then it gets kind of a mix and then rain, and then it will snow again west of the divide. Good news for the ski resorts. Wisp and Timberline, great shape. Now, that said, it brings 2 inches into D.C. and 5 into Frederick. Don't think that's going to happen for a couple of reasons. I don't think it's going to snow as long as this model thinks it is, and also because when we have these kind of algorithms and equations, so that's just saying, hey, this is how much snow I think is going to fall, and I'm saying it's all going to stick. Well, we know it's all not going to stick because it's been 50 degrees a few hours earlier. So even if that were to happen, it wouldn't amount to 2 inches in D.C. But that's the American model. Now, European model. 6 a.m., pretty similar. But I do like this part better for the European model. The timing is the same in the precip, but I like the mix, like west of 15 in Loudoun County. And I like the snow kind of draping over I-81 a little bit in Winchester and Martinsburg. I like that a lot. But, of course, it goes to rain. This is by noon. It's essentially rain, a little bit of a mix out toward the west in the mountains. And there is a winter storm watch out there pretty much for that area for snow and ice. But even by evening, it's just rain everywhere. Little pockets of heavy rain in yellow there, and even a couple of pockets of wintry precip. But it's essentially going to be a rainstorm for us until the Arctic front comes back through here. So European model says, okay, that tapers to showers by midnight. And then, yes, it builds up more precip ahead of this front. And by 6 o'clock, it's got a mix out toward Romney. Still rain, I-81 eastward. And then I'll stop it here. 9:30, it's kicking this to snow pretty darn quickly in Leesburg and Gaithersburg and Rockville. Heck, that's down to the spur in Maryland. So this is different than yesterday. The European model now says, okay, I see a little period of snow as the Arctic front comes whipping through. And we'll move it again, and we'll stop it at 1 o'clock. Notice this is moving through much quicker, and by 1 o'clock, it's pretty much gone, at least I-80, I-95 and east. But, again, the GFS had snow down to the south until 7 o'clock. This is gone. This is pretty much clear by 6 or 7 o'clock at night. But at least they're in kind of agreement with the beginning of the precip early Thursday morning. And they're essentially in agreement with the mix a little bit. I like the Europeans mix a little closer to the metro. And then they both say, hey, it's going to turn to snow, at least for a period. Okay. Can't forget how much rain is going to happen. Anywhere from an inch to an inch and a quarter, inch and a half up toward Hagerstown. Lighter amounts D.C., south and east, but still a pretty good rain event, at least a half an inch pretty much across the board. Okay, so I hesitate to show you these maps, but here are the maps. I showed you the numerical version of this. So again, this has snow accumulating down toward La Plata. But remember all that big area of snow it had on the American model. It's saying every flake I predict will stick. Well, that's not going to happen. European model, not as bullish. A little bit more to the west, I-81 westward. And notice I-81 westward, they're pretty similar, but it's just around the metro area that they do not particularly agree much on. Okay, let's do this. Here's the timeline. Thursday, 6 a.m. to noon. A brief mix north and west. And by that I mean, west of I-15, western Loudoun County, western Prince William County. All rain, metro, south and east, and then a mix continues along and west of I-81 through that morning period on Thursday. Noon to 6 p.m., rain continues heavy at times. Mix goes to rain even in the mountains. There could be a few spots, but essentially it's rain. And then 6 p.m. to midnight, more rain. The rain tapers to showers in some spots. This is the headline. Temperatures rise. We'll be in the 50s overnight Thursday, and then, get ready. Friday, 7 a.m. to noon, winds west-southwest becoming west-northwest, 20 to 40 and gusty. Falling temps 50s to 20s. So in the 20s by noon. Rain changes to snow or snow showers, some accumulation possible north and west. And I think some of the accumulation could be as close and as far south as maybe northwest D.C. I've seen it where we kind of get a flash freeze and it snows and overcomes the melting process, and we get a little dusting. We'll see. So roads could be a little bit icy. Now, noon to 6 p.m. Snow showers end early. Temps fall into the teens. Wind still gusting to 40 miles per hour. And I probably should have added there could be some slick spots in parts of the metro. So certainly bridges and overpasses, but there could be some slick back roads as well. Again, you don't think it's possible, but temps can be in the 50s and fall into the 20s, kind of get a flash freeze, and then we get a quick burst of snow, again, much like a summer thunder shower, so a summer snow shower. Yeah, you might hear the rumble of thunder late Friday morning or early Friday afternoon as this Arctic front comes through. This is quite a strong and dynamic Arctic front. That's why I'm back on the snow team, Team Snow and Team USA for the GFS. I think we're all going to see a dusting or at least a period of snow, whether it accumulates or not, as we get into late Friday morning and also early Friday afternoon. So, wrap this up here. I'd like folks to be on the road early Thursday morning. If you're going to go north or south, don't go west because of the mix. And then on Friday, like folks off the road by about 9 a.m. in the morning as the rain changes back to snow or snow showers. We'll see you tonight at 11. We'll have a brand new batch of model runs, and we'll see if there's any more moisture left for a little more snow on Friday. That's what I'm looking for.